So once more, very welcome to this presentation. We're very excited about sharing these different presentations today. A few words about myself. My name is Jonas Lidberg. I've started working for ASKO in June 1989, so a few years back. I'm presently living in Sweden, and I'm the managing director for ASKO Appliances AB, our entity here in Sweden. But I've also been working as a general manager for ASKO America since 1st of July last year. I would ask everyone to mute their microphones because I can hear myself, but now it's better. Thank you. As we said, we're going to record this presentation and share with you afterwards. Also, the presentation will be shared with you. If you have any questions, this presentation is for you. So of course, it's very important that you ask questions, but maybe you can wait with your questions to after the meeting or after the, each part of the presentation, or you place your questions in the chat, and Brian will see to that we answer them by himself, or can ask me as well. But let's start. So this presentation today will be in 4 different parts. So I will start making a presentation about the ASKO brand, and then a few words about our plans for ASKO Americas. And then Brian will talk about ASKO marketing, and Pernilla will talk about the ASKO design strategy. I will let Brian and Pernilla introduce themselves later when they start their presentation. Can everyone hear me and see my screen well? Brian?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks.
Yeah, you're good, Jonas.
Thanks. So first, a few words about ASKO and our owners. We are owned by a company called Hisense. Hisense is a Chinese company, and ASKO is the premium brand within the Hisense brand portfolio. We also have another premium brand which is called A-Type, but it's a local brand just for Belgium, Luxembourg, and Netherlands in Europe. As international brands, ASKO is the only premium brand. We also have 3 other international brands, which is more medium end. That's Hisense, Gorenia, and Toshiba. Few words about Hisense. Hisense is a big company. We have about 80,000 employees and a turnover of close to $22 billion, 15 R&D centers situated all over the world, 16 different factories, and 54 overseas companies. For those of you who doesn't know that much about Hisense, they are the #1 brand on TVs in China, been that for 14 years in a row. #4 globally on TV sales, and I think they're #3 in the US. Annually selling over 22 million units. #2 refrigeration brand in China and South Africa, #4 brand in Australia, and #4 air conditioning brand in China. Moving on to ASKO. ASKO is today selling in 61 different markets globally, small markets and big markets. Our main markets are Australia, the Nordic region, and North America. Australia is our biggest individual market, but we're also growing very significantly every year in markets like Russia and in China, for instance. We've also launched in many European markets lately, and we have a big success in France, Italy, Switzerland, etc. as well. A bit about the ASKO history. It all started really by that the founder's mother, they lived in a small house in the countryside outside Lidköping, where I'm situated. And one day there was a washing machine salesman coming to the farm and trying to sell a washing machine. And the mother of the house, she was a widow, and she really couldn't afford a washing machine, but she wanted one. And in the evening that night, she told her son, Carl Erik, that, can you not build me a washing machine instead? And he had a workshop on the farm where he manned the tractors and such. And he went out to his workshop, and a couple of weeks later, he had a washing machine for his mother. And his washing machine could both heat and spin. The story could have finished there, but one day the washing machine salesman came back to the farm, still wanted to sell his washing machine. But The mother of the house said that she didn't need one because she only got one because her son had built her one. And the salesman thought that this was very strange, so he wanted to see the washing machine. And when he saw it, he thought it was much, much better than the one he was selling. So he ordered Karl-Erik, that can you not buy, build 5 more machines and I can start selling them for you. And that's how the story started. Quite a neat story. Today, this is the ASKO brand platform. We have a foundation, starting from the bottom, of heritage. We have been selling products since 1950, so more than 70 years. Responsibility to the environment, but also to the consumers and to our products. Quality, of course, is one of our strong foundations, efficiency and experience. Our key values is Scandinavian design, care and professional solutions. Key values is really what we should have to differentiate versus our competitors. Scandinavian design, Pernilla will talk more about. Care is really the care for the environment, but also care for the dishes that you put in the dishwasher or the clothes that you put in your washing machine. And professional solutions, that is that we also produce products for the commercial or the professional segment. And we have taken many of those features and put them into our domestic products. And then our beliefs and our personalities, typical Nordic beliefs, Scandinavian beliefs and personalities, health, well-being, equality, sustainability, and honesty, genuine and passionate. And our purpose really is to improve people's health and well-being the Scandinavian way. And we sum all this up in a promise and a tagline, which is inspired by Scandinavia. Let's show a brand movie now, and I hope the sound is working as well.
There's no sound.
Try one more time. Put the sound on, so it should work, but if it doesn't, then we have to bear with it without sound. Sorry for that. Positioning then, this is a picture that you can discuss it at length, but our main competitor globally is for sure Miele. In the US and Canada and North America, we also have some local strong premium luxury brands like Thermador, for instance. But this is where we see ourselves, and as I said, Miele is our main competitor. Bit about the background then for ASKO in North America. We launched the ASKO brand in North America in 1989, and we had our own subsidiary situated in Dallas until 2014, when we decided that as Sub-Zero took over the distribution, which happened in April 2014. We have now agreed with Sub-Zero that they will hand over the distribution back to us from the 1st of July 2022. A few words about Sub-Zero then, and the reason for that is really this is what we have to replace. You surely know their brands, Sub-Zero, Wolf and Cove, and they also have a long heritage since 1945. 36 state-of-the-art showrooms, 100 retailer sales reps, 20 builder sales rep, and about 90 showroom staff, selling to or via 2,000 displaying super premium dealers and builder projects. A lot of focus is placed on designers and architects. And I think also Sub-Zero have done a great job for us, and especially I have to say on the after sales and service support, they're very, very strong. So if Sub-Zero is that good, then why do we separate from Marca? And the main reason being that since their own launch of their own dishwasher, the Cove dishwasher, they have decreased their focus on ASKO. And our target with this change of distribution is really to improve the focus in the whole distribution chain on ASKO. Improve the support to the dealers, improve the ASKO marketing, the training, the displays, and point of sales. Our target is also to keep the very good level that Sub-Zero had on after sales, service, and spare part distribution. We also have a super premium dishwasher that we have not been able to sell in the US, a 4-basket dishwasher, which will be launched also in the next coming year. And our vision is that we should not only sell laundry and dishwashers in North America, but become a full line of products. Today we're selling cooking and refrigeration in all other markets globally, with exception of North America. But of course, we also have to adopt the products that we're going to sell in the future to US size. New distribution then. So we will have a dedicated ASKO organization. We will be situated in the Hisense US headquarters in Atlanta. That organization will be supported by strong regional distributors. In the US, we have signed 3 distributors, Pinnacle on the eastern coast, Milestone in the center, and Persimmon on the western coast. And in Canada, it will be Distinctive. And in Mexico, we will continue with the present distributor, which is ESN, also for Latin America. When it comes to logistic and warehouse of products, all the distributors will take care of the warehouse stock logistic, buy the products from our Slovenian factory in Europe. And we will also take over the Sub-Zero product stock after the 1st of July. Here are the transition dates that we have agreed with Sub-Zero. So the new distributors, you can start quoting on builder projects that has a delivery after 1st of July already now. And the cutoff date is 1st of April when it comes to orders to the dealers, as long as the deliveries are happening after the 1st of July. And from 1st of July, Sub-Zero is no longer allowed to sell to the dealers or to the projects. Price strategy, we will have a strong MSRP, UMRP strategy, meaning that we are thereby securing the margins for the retailer. Like this. And we also have the minimum advertising price, which will be the same as the UMRP. This is the organization, the dedicated ASKO organization in North America, which is 2 people so far. It's myself and Brian, which is the VP marketing. And we are, for the moment, searching and interviewing for all the other positions. And hopefully that those positions will be filled in the next month for 1-2 months, maybe. Today, we are selling dishwashers, front-loader washers, tumbler dryers, and hidden helpers in North America. And we have also scheduled separate product trainings for these product groups, which you already hopefully been invited to. And this is the dishwasher range that we have today. We have 3 different specification levels, 30 series, 40 series, and 50 series. And we also have an outdoor dishwasher, the only Joule-approved outdoor dishwasher there is on the market. The product details will be shared in the special product training that we will have. On the laundry side, we also have 3 different specification levels, classic, logic, and style, which is then design coordinated with washers and dryers. We also have a range of what we call hidden helpers, which you place in between the washer and the dryer. We also have some pedestals that you can see here that you can place underneath the washer and the dryer. And we also have a plan to launch some new products during 2022. We will have our own laundry detergent, ASKO branded. We will have a drying cabinet and a freestanding wine cabinet center. And we have already scheduled the laundry detergent and drying cabinet will be included in the laundry product presentation, and the wine cabinet center we will schedule a separate training for. And this is our new laundry detergents. We will have 3 different versions, white, color, and fabric conditioner. And we will also have this drying cabinet in white, vented version. And what really would like to sell is what we call our ASKO Laundry Care Center, which you can see on the right side, which is a design coordinator, washer, tumble dryer, hidden helper in between, and a drying cabinet. Beautiful package, and this really is a point of difference versus our competitor. We also plan to launch a wine climate cabinet, already 2 versions during 2022. We don't know the actual launch date yet, since we are working with the certification, the UL ETL certification. But it will be 2 different models, one with 3 zones and one with 1 zone, temp zone. But as you can see there, the unique product feature here, one of them is the serving area in the center. But more features will be presented in the separate scheduled product training. Few words about our quality assurance, which is part of the foundation. We test all the products before they leave the factory in Slovenia, in Europe. We test our washers and dryers for 10,000 hours and our dishwasher for 12,500 hours, which is equal to around 20 years of usage back home. And we have our products ISO certified since 1995. And on the environment side, which is also very important for us, we have certified our products in the ISO 14001 since 2000. We mark all components for easily recycling. We have eco models for hot wheel, which saves up to 60% of electrical energy savings. And we are the only washer which is recommended by both the Norwegian and Swedish Asthma and Allergy Association. When it comes to after sales and service and call center spare parts, starting from Canada and Mexico, LATAM, that will be handled by the distributors in those markets. We have come quite far with the solution in the US, but we have still some things to be confirmed, so we will update you as soon as we have that finalized. We will take over all the warranty obligations from Sub-Zero from 1st of July, and we'll also take over the Sub-Zero spare parts stock from the 1st of July. And the planned warranty from 1st of July is 2 years parts and labor, but if the consumer register on our homepage, they will get an additional 1-year warranty, in total 3 years. Success factors then, you can surely list 20 points here, but I've chosen to put these 5 points up here. First of all, we're going to continue with independent retailers. We will not have any big box dealers. Premium displays. ASKO is a well-known brand within the trade, but not maybe that known for the consumers. We want to have nice displays, meaning that when the consumer comes in and should buy their washing machine, they should recognize the ASKO brand as a premium brand directly when they see the displays. We should have a stable and good margin for the retailers. We talked about that with MSRPs, UMRPs, map pricing. And that is training. And here we, of course, need your help. When you are a luxury brand, you really need to focus on transferring the product knowledge to the dealer sales reps and the consumers. So product training is super important. And then of course we have the premium support and after sales service that we have talked about before and continue doing that. Our main targets then for this year is of course to make sure that we have a setup and organization that will be able to keep the present retail distribution, displays and sales. And then we should focus on training and the premium dealer displays that we talked about. But of course, we want to grow the number of displaying ASKO dealers, and that's where we need your help as well. And then make sure that we have this premium after sales that we've talked about. I know that I asked all the new distributors to make a display audit in their territory, so we know where we start from, and then we should set targets for 2022. It's very important that we grow the number of displaying dealers.
What is it that makes Scandinavian design and innovation so special? Days like this, of course, nature is a source of inspiration and reflection, functionality, craftsmanship, a beautiful finish. ASKO is all that and a lot more. Take a look at our dishwasher. Did you know we're experts in soiling plates, glasses, and cutlery? Endless time and effort are spent on testing. That's what makes us one of the best in cleaning tableware. We review the dishes piece by piece. Our dishwashers are singled out and run for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 52 weeks. That's similar to 20 years of frequent use. We pull and push the baskets for countless times, just to ensure that you can do the same. We guess it might seem strange, but we're really passionate about these things. The noise level is obviously important. Our sound lab is a completely silent room with no surrounding disturbance. We ran 2,000 wash cycles with fine crystal from Swedish glassmaker Orrefors, and the result was still perfect. As a producer of sustainable appliances, we prefer to use long-lasting materials. We might do things different, but we do it with a purpose and with a promise, and that is to not compromise on quality. We use high-tech equipment and robots. However, our key components are still carefully placed by hand. That is what we mean when we talk about craftsmanship. After all, it's a matter of trust. ASKO offers premium service and peace of mind, knowing our dishwasher does the job while you do your things. End of story? Far from. Scandinavian design continues to inspire the world more than ever, and we are proud to be a part of it.
So that was a presentation that was filmed in our R&D lab in Sweden, where all dishwashers within the Hisense groups are developed, both the premium platform and also the mid-end platform. And the lake that was shown is the archipelago just outside the factory, or in fact the R&D lab here in Sweden. By that, I will leave the word to Brian, but first of all, is there any questions from the group? No questions? Brian?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. So for those of you who have not met yet, my name is Brian Jones. And as Jonas introduced, I'm the new Vice President of Marketing for ASKO Americas. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. Started out with working with Jen Air, was then merged with Maytag. Little bit of plumbing background, worked for Delta Faucet Company for about 6 years, and helped really drive and grow their Brizo brand, which is their luxury brand. And then for the past 9 years, I've worked with Sub-Zero, Wolf and Cove. So I've worked with Jonas for 7 or 8 years, whenever the partnership with Sub-Zero and ASKO began. I've got a lot of respect for the ASKO products. Love their quality, love their design. I couldn't be more excited to be a part of this, and then the second person on this team. And there's just so much opportunity here, and so I can't wait to really get this going. And I will be the primary contact for anything marketing related, or really anything else that you need, at least at this point. So feel free to reach out to me at any time to contact me about anything. Right now I'm based in Madison, Wisconsin, and so on Central Time. But if there's anything that you need that I can help you support, that's why I'm here. So with that, I'm going to go into a marketing presentation. I'm going to share my screen now. Let's see if I can get this up here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. I don't know, somebody tell me, can you everyone see my screen? Because I can't see you now that I'm sharing.
Yes, you can.
Okay, great. So what I want to talk about is my marketing plan for 2022. And you'll see a lot throughout here. There's some short-term initiatives as well as setting things up for the longer term. And the areas that I'm really going to focus on initially are these 4 areas. 1, distributor and dealer support. 2, our new website. 3, our strategy development. And then 4, trade engagement. And then keep in mind, we have a very robust central marketing team in Sweden that I will be relying on and be working with. And they will provide the overall brand guidelines and the look and the feel and the materials that we're going to use. But what I will do is, work with you all to make sure that we're adapting these materials for the regional and local needs that we have. So first, distributor and dealer support. The areas initially that we're going to be working on are new literature, new displays, new point of sale, and training. For new literature, we're working on a new full line brochure, and we expect that to be available around the end of March. It'll be available in printed and digital, and it's going to show off all of the product categories, including the dishwasher line, the laundry products, the drying cabinet, the hidden helpers, the detergent, and the wine climate cabinet at that time. Now, the image you see on the screen, this is the new look and feel of the upcoming full line and brochures by ASKO at corporate. Now, obviously, we're not going to have cooking products right out of the gate, so this will be a different image for our markets here in the Americas. But I just wanted to give you kind of a feel of the direction and the style that ASKO is going with literature that we'll adopt here as well. Continuing with literature, we'll have a new design guide and price book available in March, and then we'll update that again in October. These will be available printed and digital, and I'll be working with each of the distributors to provide input to make sure that we get the right look and feel for this here, as well as making sure that we have some consistency in the marketplace. Also on the ASKO website today, currently, we provide these quick reference guides, and so this is a single page sheet that has product feature information and an image on the front, and then on the back there is specification information for installation. We will continue to provide these as we introduce new products, but they will morph over into the new look and feel, which we saw on the last slide, and these are digital only, which can be downloaded and then printed. Next are displays. So we'll have new displays for dishwasher, laundry, the overall laundry care package, wine climate cabinet, and then the Quattro display. So this is what the new dishwasher will look like. It'll have two dishwashers side by side. The image above will be available in a lighted display or non-lighted display. So that way, depending on the access to power in your retailers, you can light that up or not. And these are the models that we want displayed by priority. So the first two there would what we expect initially in the dishwasher display. Now these could be, if you had room at the retail floor, you could put two of these back to back and display 4 different units back to back on the display floor. But that as you're putting in these displays, and then obviously you have kind of the retail row, the lineup of dishwashers that your dealers are going to have. These would be the priority models that you'd want to get ultimately on the floor. From a laundry standpoint, similar to the dishwasher, we're going to have a side-by-side display with a lighted or non-lighted option. You can see there in the left image. We're going to have a stacked display for you, so you can put a washer, dryer, and hidden helper combo all stacked in the display. And then you have the Quattro display, which I think everyone has put in their orders for so far. As Jonas talked about before, we're going to have this laundry care display. And so you can put in the stacked washer and dryer with the hidden helper in between, and that all matches up to the same height as the drying cabinet. And so you can put these in a single display on the floor if you have the room. And then if you wanted an additional display, you could actually put in 2 stacked washer and dryer displays side by side. So then you could show the white product next to the titanium to highlight both of the colors. And then when they're available, we'll have a display for the wine climate cabinets, which will be similar in width to that last concept that we just saw, the laundry care products, but will be a little bit taller. From a point of sale, we are working on new dishwasher and laundry point of sale materials. The first on the dishwasher, I'm working on a new label that will fit there on the interior of the door. And what it will do is going to show the different feature options between the 30, the 40, and the 50 series dishwasher. So that way it'll be a nice tool for the salesperson on the floor to understand the features and talk to, or if a consumer walks up to it, they can understand the differences between the 3 models. For the point of sale for the laundry, we've got the active drum. I'm currently waiting on some of the distributors to provide me quantities that they would like. And once I get all of those numbers together, I'll send the order over to Sweden, and then we'll ship these displays here. That's on the bottom left there. The Quattro construction, I think most of the distributors have ordered those. And then we're going to have a new label for the Quattro that's going to, similar to that 30, 40, 50 series on the dishwasher, this is going to identify the different features between Style, Logic, and the Classic series. Then training, hopefully you're seeing already our ASKO's commitment to training for you all, as well as your retail, that kind of support. We're offering virtual training, face-to-face training, and then we have the ASKO Academy, which is available through the Media Bank. So we've completed some product trainings already in the 4th quarter of last year. We did the brand design training as well as dishwashers, laundry, and wine storage in the 4th quarter of last year. We're re-kicking off those presentations again now, which obviously today is the brand and the design presentation. February 2nd, we'll redo the laundry presentation, and on the 28th, we'll do the dishwashers. Jonas and I have scheduled some meetings with you all to get face-to-face to do in-person trainings. Stefan from product marketing will join us as well. And you can see the dates here that we're working. So Milestone, March 10th and 11th. Purcell Murray on March 15th. Distinctive and Pinnacle, we're still working through that. So it's somewhere around the 17th through the 21st. We'll conduct those trainings in person. And then ASKO Academy. So all of these presentations that you're seeing and we're going through are available on the Media Bank, and these are incredibly interactive presentations. So it's way beyond just a simple PowerPoint. So you can go in and customize and modify as you're using these with your retailers to really provide the type of message that you want to talk about. Or if you're just wanting to go in and talk about a specific feature that day, you have the option to customize this. So all these are available again on the Media Bank for dishwashers, washers, dryers, drying cabinets included, as well as the wine climate cabinets will be available soon. So that's the dealer and distributor support. Next, I want to talk about the website briefly. So today the website is askona.com. So that stands for North America. And that'll be available until the end of June. And then July 1st, I'm excited to talk about the new website. So we're going to launch an all new website for both the US and Canada. You can see the URLs here, us.asco.com and ca.asco.com. So it'll be a new look and feel, a great new product. I've already been working with Sandra over in the marketing department in Sweden on what the requirements are for North America. We've got a meeting at the end of this week with Distinctive and Sandra in Sweden to talk about the requirements and content for the Canada website. And so this is the look of the ASKO NA website today. And this is what the website will look like come July 1st. So the broader look at the marketing plan, there's a lot of strategic development that I'm trying to put together here. And a lot of what's going to happen is, for my short-term and long-term initiatives, I'm going to have to identify some external partnerships and work with some new agencies to make sure that we can execute and define the strategies correctly. And the areas that I'm going to look at developing are around brand management, digital marketing, public relations, and then trade engagement. So from a brand management standpoint, we'll work with, we'll find a new partnership with new agency to help build our long-term brand health and also create short-term demand. I'm going to be looking at, trying to measure and to increase our brand awareness from an aided and unaided awareness standpoint. And to do that, we're also going to need an optimal media mix. As you look at the customer purchase journey, as they're going through, really one becoming, once they've got a project in mind or they've started an active project to build a remodel a new kitchen or to build a new house, you've got to create awareness of your brands, and then you've got to get the consumer to consider your brands and your products for their project. And 3, you want to drive intent for them to purchase your products. And so the optimal media mix will help ensure that we're delivering the right message in the right format of the right timing of wherever that customer is in that journey and that purchase process. And because they come in and out of that, what I call the purchase funnel, at different stages in different times. And you want to make sure that you're providing the right information at the right time, wherever they're at in that journey, and it's got to be in the right format. So digital marketing perspective, we want to drive online engagement with our customers and really increase our website traffic, because that's going to provide them the most information and get them engaged with our brands the most. And a lot of tools to do that. And so we'll be working on an SEO strategy, a paid search strategy, digital advertising, a content distribution strategy. And then really importantly, we'll need analytics and reporting to make sure that the things that we're doing are moving the needle. From a PR standpoint, we'll be looking to partner with an agency to really increase our earned media exposure to drive that brand awareness, reach new audiences, and engage even more with our consumers. From an earned media standpoint, we have a lot of activity going on that we can really create a lot of buzz about. We're going to have all these product launches that we've talked about, and hopefully I think you've seen the product roadmap coming, and once we get to a full kitchen package. So these product launches are going to be a great way to create some excitement out there from an earned media standpoint. Events that we attend or put on ourselves and that you may put on in your local areas, I want to amplify those and make sure that we're getting the word out, and we're amplifying that out, that the media's jumping on, because they're looking for things to talk about, and we've got plenty to talk about and share. And then the ASKO story. I mean, Jonas just shared with you about the story about how the first ASKO washer came about on the farm, and there's a huge story here to tell. And as we're launching in the Americas and bringing on all these new products, the story just needs to be told. And so I'm going to look out and make sure that we tell that story in the way that it should be told with the right partners. Social media is obviously a great opportunity. Our influencer strategy is going to be a good opportunity, and then product placement about where we show up in movies, TV shows, etc., is going to be something we'll work on. Lots of social media channels we'll start working on. Instagram, I've already taken that over for at least in the US from ASKO, working on getting the Canada Instagram site up. We'll get more robust activity on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. We'll look at things like Snapchat and TikTok and everything else. But right now we're going to focus on the main areas of social media and really start seeing how we can interact more with our consumers in that realm. And then finally, from a marketing plan, the trade engagement side of things, really it's about building stronger relationship with the entire trade community, starting with the designers and the architects, the builders and the developers. One thing I'll be looking at from a corporate standpoint or a national standpoint is the association partnerships. I'm assuming you all have local relationships or regional relationships with these associations, and I want to make sure that I can help coordinate any national efforts that we're doing in that aspect. Again, you may have regional or local rewards programs with your other brands with the design community or the trade community. I want to understand what those are and put together plans working with you all about what we can do to help create some type of incentive or rewards program where needed with the trade. And then finally, trade shows. Jonas and I are going to head down to KBIS in Orlando next week. So we'll be there to walk the floor and check it out. We won't have a booth this year, obviously, but we're going to evaluate while we're walking around and looking through, would this be a great opportunity once we have a full line of products to share a full kitchen package? Would that be a great way for us to expose these products to the world as a KBIS? And so that's something we're going to look at and talk about as we walk the show. And then other regional shows. You have the New York Luxury Design Fair in September, which is a pretty unique show. It used to be the Arc Digest show, but changed over a couple years ago. There's a Pacific Coast Builder Show conference. I think there's a similar conference coming up in Orlando. So how can we help support you all in these local and more regional shows? So with that's kind of my marketing plan and what I'll be working on short term and long term, but just wanted to give you a little exposure to that. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Brian. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian, there was a question about CEUs. Will ASKO be developing CEUs to help support the design?
CEU, that's a great question. Obviously, that would be in the trade engagement side of things. That will be something that will probably come out of my area, to be honest with you. And there's some partners I know that I can work with because I know how important that is. So obviously, you all would be supporting them and probably providing the CEU training in your markets. But from the modules themselves, I can look at working on those. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it would be important around.
Are the other brands you're working on providing you the CEU content?
I would say around cleaning or sustainability, there's probably 2 CEUs you could put together pretty quick for that.
Okay, yep, definitely.
Hey, Brian, the display modules, are they available already for the dishwashers that you had shown? The built-in ones?
They're not. I've got SOWs out with 3 different display companies. I'm waiting on their quotes to come back. I'm supposed to have quotes, I think, by the end of this week. So.
And I guess one other question that came up was about display orders. Jonas, when can we start promoting display orders?
You mean for dealer displays? Or do you talk about the actual products or the wooden displays?
No, for actual putting ASKO products on dealer floors, because there's a lot of work to do there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, 1st of July is the deadline regarding shipping to the dealers for sure. And the official deadline for taking orders, if it is, an order to the dealer's warehouse or to the dealer's showroom for displays, is 1st of April. That's the official deadlines. And if you really have someone of your dealers who wants to place an order, don't talk about it much, just take the order That's what I say. But official date is 1st of April. But we should be pragmatic about this as well. Any more questions to me or Brian at this point? Pernilla, are you there? Ready to take on the design strategy?
Yes, I will do my best.
Hi, Jonas. I have a quick question.
Yes.
So, Brian, we currently manage the website for Mexico, which is linked to your older website. So we would be able to create a new one for your new website and translate that to Spanish, correct?
We have 2 different CMS, and we will continue both of them. You are on the old CMS and you will change as well, but I don't have that time schedule yet for Mexico. It will not be 1st July. It will be a little bit later since you already have the web page up running.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Pernilla.
Hello, I'm Pernilla. I'm an industrial designer. I started working for ASKO in '98. So I worked there for a long time, but then I took a break. I moved abroad and I lived for 3 years in Houston, Texas, among others. I love ASKO, so it's good to be back. I've been back for 3 years. I'm going to speak about Scandinavian design and ASKO. I'm going to turn my video off and hopefully screen share. Also, apologies in advance. I'm recovering from COVID, so I tend to clear my throat a lot, and I hope I won't cough too much. All right, Scandinavian design. What is Scandinavian design and what does it have to do with ASKO? Well, it's the origin, but I'm going to start speaking about the image. Now, what on earth what is Scandinavia to people in general and maybe to you? Well, some associate it with Vikings, yeah? Or why not hot chicks? Or just naked people in general, yeah? Or these cute red cottages. I don't know how many of you who have been to Scandinavia or any of the countries, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and seen this, but I live in one of these red houses myself. Vodka, Absolute Vodka was big a few years back. Maybe ABBA, not sure if they're all that known in the US. Moose, I know you have bigger moose over there, but we have a lot of tourists coming to us to see our moose. And then IKEA taking over the world. So, okay, if this is Scandinavia, how do we take that and pack into products and call them Scandinavian? Well, I'll come back to that. First, some about the history. We were like a century back, kind of dirt poor. This is some of the landscape. We have few people, vast areas to cover. It's bloody cold. It's really dark in the winter. And we're happy that we have a forest because we can build from the wood and it will also keep us warm in the winter. But as I mentioned, we have big areas to cover, so it's very far. Neighbors are very far apart, and it kind of means with these harsh seasons that we have to plan very carefully. In summer, we have a short summer season, a short growing season. We need to plan well so that we survive the winter. And when winter comes, we need to kind of fend for ourselves. So we're pretty good DIYers because we had to be. It's sort of in our genes a little bit because we didn't really have many to ask for help. And the things or the tools and the equipment that we have, it just has to have high quality. It cannot break down because if it does, it could be lethal. And so we just do things with just high quality and durable. Now, we got a little bit lucky during Second World War because Sweden in particular wasn't part of it. So we were able to start building a successful industry. And we invited women into work life. And it kind of resulted in giving, well, Sweden, but also Scandinavia, a head start in the new economy. And the women were an integral part of it, and maybe that's why we have we're quite I don't know if I can call it advanced, but at least we have equal rights. It comes kind of natural to us, or we were maybe before other countries. Equal rights, but also very inclusive when it comes to any sort of disability or any personal trait. We're inclusive as a society, and we're pretty orderly and structured and neat and tidy for some reason. Maybe it's because we just don't have too many people to look after, so we can keep things neat as well. That's a little bit about the history. Now, how does that kind of translate into Scandinavian design? Well, I cannot say it often enough, but our form follows function. It's always like the primary is function, function, function. Things have to work. Much more so, I have to say, it's interesting in Europe. So I feel that up in the north, function rules, and then I travel down to, say, France, and then they kind of have this, I'm not sure I would call it a balanced mix, but at least it's a different balance between form and function. And then you go to Italy, and then things become mostly form. They don't care so much about function. I mean, I'm exaggerating that, but just to give you an idea. Again, Scandinavia and Volvo is a Swedish car. It's all about safety. So again, lots of function. This is Baby Bjorn. I think you may be familiar with it. Again, it's a function that is given a shape. Fiskars is a Finnish brand. You see kind of an iconic scissors. It's just very high quality type of, scissor. They do many different kitchen tools, but they're all very high quality. Again, IKEA and the DIY thing, this one. Everything come in flat packages, but it's very much made for the people, what they need, and they will make it, and to a good price as well. Some examples of the aesthetics. You may have an idea about Scandinavian design, or you may not, but if you Google it, the interiors that you see, they look, a bit like this, very blonde colors, very sort of open, spacious living. It's interesting because, historically, our houses are actually very, very small with very small windows. So I think it's probably because we're trying to compensate for the long, dark winters with the very small windows that we are now, I don't know, wealthy enough to build big open spaces, big windows, in good insulation, that it looks this light and bright. But we are certainly compensating for the dark outside with light interiors and a lot of wooden materials. Looking closely, making artifacts, making, specific products, they're typically from, I wouldn't say singular materials, but very few materials, and the materials themselves give should be part of the function. Again, it's form follows function, and they also have a certain, or very often, I should say, not always, but very often, this softness, this humanism. This should be nice to the hand, nice to the touch, but yeah, high quality. Again, singular material, organic shapes. This is a Finnish vase, very famous, and inspired by nature, I would say. So, but anyway, it has this softness to it. We build a lot from wood because we have a lot of wood. This chair is a new invention. It's not that old. It's super high tech woodwork. You don't really see it from the outside, but it is. Old favorite, an Arne Jacobsen chair, the egg. Just design classic. Here is another Danish lamp. Yeah, rather few materials. This is a more complex shape, I guess, than, this or that, but still Scandinavian. You may be familiar with Bang Olufsen. Again, very geometrical shapes and very simplistic design language. I wouldn't say they're one branch of Scandinavian design, but these Bang Olufsen is much more tech expression than the wood and the glass and the these other ones that are more typical. Okay, I'm gonna read a long text to you. You can read yourself, but I'm going to read to you because it's ASKO's design philosophy. So what we try to do is distill down what we feel is Scandinavian design and what it is to ASKO. The combination of everyday functionalism and environmental concern and clean, pleasant lines is the principal hallmark of Scandinavian design and ASKO's. The fundamental idea is that carefully designed products should raise people's quality of life. To distinguish ourselves on a market of cluttered, complex, and voluptuous designs, we aim for a soft, humanistic minimalism based on the principle of quiet being the new loud. The key elements of Scandinavian design, understated elegance, high-quality craftsmanship, and honest materials, are reflected in ASKO's design language. Much emphasis is also placed on function. We strive to make life easier by offering truly user-friendly interfaces, integration of practical functions, and trouble-free, durable products to please people for a long time. I will some of the words: functionalism, environmental concern, minimalism, understated elegance, high quality and honest materials, user-friendly and durable products. I will give an example of this. Actually, I have to say this one, where I speak of a market of cluttered, complex and voluptuous designs. This kind of manifest was written a long time ago, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And the product design was, a lot more happening to it. And now it seems that everybody are going minimalist and much more Scandinavian. But back then we were a bit doing our own thing. I'll give you an example. So distilled: quality, sustainability, functionalism, minimalism, human-centered, and honest materials, ASKO design. I will use a washing machine as an example. I typically work with laundry products, so I'll do them as an example. You may or may not know that we have an ASKO washing machine have this particular construction. We call it quattro construction, and this is the basis for it. It's different to other domestic washing machines on the market. This is a typically professional type of construction. So the reason why we use this type of construction is it's about quality, and because it's high quality, it's also long durability, and because it's very durable, it's automatically sustainable, because instead of buying 3 washing machines in a lifetime, you buy 1, so it becomes sustainable. So we dress this construction in a shell, an outer shell, and the outer shell is very well. First of all, it's a lot of metal. There's no plastic panel as you would typically see on most other washing machines. It's all metal, and that is the simplicity. It's the durability. It's the what's it called? The lack of split lines you get from not adding a plastic panel. Fewer components. It gives a very special look. A very minimal type of look. The smart seal. The lacquer, or there's no rubber bellow. It's just all stainless here. You kind of what you see is what you get. We speak about honest material. If it looks like stainless, it is stainless. If it looks like plastic, it is plastic. We just don't use a lot of plastic. And yeah, and automatically it's also sustainable. In 2008, so it's a while back, we took this step towards a line concepts user interface. Now, if you think back and if you picture, I will stick to washing machines as an example. Most of them have a lot of printed graphics on the panel, which is good. If you're going to select a program and you see all of the program, all of the program options printed around the knob, then you see everything at once, but it also becomes very cluttered. And so what we did in 2008 is that we made a pretty avant-garde user interface where we said, we're not going to show all the options, we're just going to show what is selected. So this is what we came up with at the time. We had the program name and the temperature and the RPMs and whatever options were selected and the remaining time, etc. So it became a very clean, extremely minimalist type of user interface. And we have kind of stuck to that since, and this is what it looks like today. So kind of no printing around the user interface, and what you need to learn, what you need to know, you get to know on a need to know basis. It's in the display, which also means that we don't have any language versions, or we do, but it's all inside the display. So we don't need to worry about the wrong language printed onto the panel. These days we also work with, I call it Grello or Sprout Green, perhaps, where we highlight certain elements with this special color to help guide the user. And well, here we are. This is our washing machine, tumble dryer, and we like to think that they are all about functionalism, human-centeredness, minimalism, and honest materials, as an example. Again, those value words. I will round off with some recent design awards. If we hang on to the laundry products, we were extremely proud in 2017 when the design team won the best of the best Red Dot Award. I don't know if you're familiar with Red Dot, but it's, you know, one of the world's most prestigious, hardest to win design competitions. I will play a video. Sorry, I'll play again. So that was in 2017. We then released, a follow-up model. We call this one Style, and we got a renewed award in 2019. 2018, we had this award for the whole set, as Jonas mentioned before, the ASKO laundry care system. I have spoken a lot about washing machines, just briefly on our dishwasher. Another design award, but just wanting to point out again how we work with, you know, the sheet metal and no split lines, no plastic panels. This is all made in one piece, as you can see. Yeah, metal, metal, metal. And well, to finish off, our very latest product release, it is the Wine Center, for which we got a IF Gold Award, which is, yeah, the highest achievement for this competition, IF Design Award. And yes, that was it from me. Any questions?
No questions at all.
No questions.
Thank you very much, Pernilla. Great presentation.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really hope that you are all as excited as me about relaunching ASKO in 1st of July in North America. And I'm very pleased to have you all on board, and I'm looking forward to great cooperation and a long cooperation together. And I'm sure that we can have a great success also together. So I hope also that we're giving you some tools that you can utilize in the next coming month to, you know, convince the dealers to continue supporting ASKO, and also new dealers to support ASKO. And the team here is, you know, we are here for you. So any support that you need to make the success, please, you know, get in touch. Give you one more chance. Any questions or comments from anyone? That was all what we had today. And then, of course, we look forward to the dishwasher presentation and the scheduled laundry presentation, and we will also schedule a separate presentation for the wine climate cabinet as well. And these presentations will be focusing much more about the product details, the features, and the range.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. It was all for us
Thank you.
today.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Very good
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you.
See you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
very
Enjoyed the
much.
presentation.
Thank you. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.